राम राम हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम
कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा
हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे हरे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसात गौरभक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे हरे
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji and Mataji's Dandavat Pranams, all glory to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. Thank you very much for joining. Anybody likes to read this? This is one of the important from captured from the Nectar of Devotion, Sri Namamrita. Anybody likes to read? Please go ahead and read this one.
Shall I read, Prabhu?
Yeah, please, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. The holy name revives one's dormant eternal Krishna consciousness as a snake-bitten man is brought back to consciousness by chanting of certain mantras. So, one in the unconscious state of material life can be revived by hearing the Maha Mantra. As a snake-bitten man is brought back to consciousness by chanting of certain mantras. So, one in the unconscious state of material life can be revived by hearing the Maha Mantra. In the Garuda Purana, the stress on hearing is expressed very nicely. It is said there, the state of conditioned life in the material world is just like a man lying unconscious, having been bitten by the snake. This is because both such unconscious state can be ended by sound of mantra. When a man is snake bitten, he does not die immediately, but first becomes unconscious and remains in a comatose condition. Anyone who is in the material world is also sleeping, as he is ignorant of his actual self or his actual duty and his relationship with the God. So, materialistic life means that one is bitten by snake of Maya, illusion, and thus, without any Krishna consciousness, he is almost dead. Now, the so-called dead man bitten by snake can be brought back again to life by the chanting of some mantra. There are expert chanters of these mantras who can perform this feat. Similarly, one can be brought back into Krishna consciousness from the deadly unconscious state of material life by hearing the Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The nectar of devotion. Hare Krishna, thank you so much.
Yeah. See, how is Prabhupada has given an example, no? Snake bitten condition of material life. So that holy name can revive the eternal consciousness, dormant eternal Krishna consciousness. It starts with actually this entire title, the transcendental effects of the holy name, under which, so from different books actually, Nectar of Instruction, Nectar of Devotion, right? So that's the thing. So why are we chanting? To awaken our Krishna consciousness. So awaken our dormant. It's in a sleeping condition now. But this one awakened by the chanting of the holy names. Just like Prabhupada has given example of snake bitten condition, right? He does not die immediately, but first becomes unconscious and remains in a comatose condition. So our condition is just like that, as our Srila Prabhupada is saying. So chanting the holy names of is the best means to revive our original Krishna consciousness. We are all, actually there is a song la untadi. We are all originally from Krishna. Due to illusion, due to covered condition, due to the snake of Maya, illusion, that's a materialistic way of life exists. So without any Krishna consciousness, is almost dead. So materialists means dreadful condition, deadful condition. So chanting the holy names of the Lord is going to revive our original consciousness, Krishna consciousness. Right? So thank you, Prabhu, reading. So let us chant Mangalacharana prayers and then we'll start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshorunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nite Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Share. Yeah, I'm just sharing. Yeah, we're reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adilila, chapter 10. The trunk, branches, and sub-branches of Chaitanya tree. So we are at text 84. Yesterday we stopped up to this point. Yes, please continue, Mataji. Yeah, Deepa Mataji or Sandhya Mataji, anyone. Samyukta Mataji.
Please carry on. I'll be in hearing mode.
Yeah, sure, Mataji. Yes.
Shall I read, Prabhuji?
Yeah. Read, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. In the year 1436, Shakabda, AD 1514, the youngest brother Anupama died and went back to Godhead. He went to the abode in the spiritual sky where Sri Ramachandra is situated. At Jagannath Puri, Sri Rupa Goswami informed Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu of this incident. Vallabha was a great devotee of Sri Ramachandra. Therefore, he could not seriously consider the worship of Radha Govinda according to the instructions of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yet he directly accepted Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as an incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Ramachandra. In the Bhakti Ratnakara, there is the following statement. Vallabha was given the name Anupama by Sri Gaura Sundara, but he was always absorbed in the devotional service of Lord Ramachandra. He did not know anyone but Sri Ramachandra, but he knew that Chaitanya Goswami was the same Lord Ramachandra. In the Gaura Ganodesha Deepika 180, Sri Rupa Goswami is described to be the gopi named Sri Rupa Manjari. In the Bhakti Ratnakara, there is a list of the books of Sri Rupa Goswami compiled. Of all his books, the following 16 are very popular among Vaishnavas. Hamsaduta, Uddhava Sandesha, Krishna Janma Tithi Vidhi, and Radha Krishna Ganodesha Deepika, Brihat Major and Laghu Minor. Stavamala, Vighada Madhava, Lalita Madhava,
Vidagda.
Yes, sorry, Prabhuji. Vidagdha Madhava, Lalita Madhava, Dana Keli Kaumudi, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. This is the most celebrated book by Sri Rupa Goswami. Ujjvala Nilamani, Akhyata Chandrika, Madhura Mahima, Padyavali, Nataka Chandrika, and Lagu Bhagavatamrita. Sri Rupa Goswami gave up all family connections, joined the renounced order of life, and divided his money, giving 50% to the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas and 25% to his Kutumba, family members, and keeping 25% for personal emergencies. He met Haridas Thakura in Jagannath Puri, where he also met Lord Chaitanya and his other associates. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to praise the handwriting of Rupa Goswami. Srila Rupa Goswami could compose verses according to the desires of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and by his direction, he wrote two books named Lalita Madhava and Vidagdha Madhava. Lord Chaitanya desired the two brothers, Sanatana Goswami and Rupa Goswami, to publish many books in support of the Vaishnava religion. When Sanatana Goswami met Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord advised him also to go to Vrindavana. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. One of the important paragraph. Different books written by Srila Rupa Goswami. Jai. Yeah, Sandhya Mataji, please read.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Sri Sanatana Goswami is described in the Gaura Ganodesha Deepika 181. He was formerly known as Rati Manjari or sometimes Lavanga Manjari. In the Bhakti Ratnakara, it is stated that his spiritual master, Vidya Vashaspati, sometimes stayed in the village of Ramakeli, and Sanatana Goswami studied all the Vedic literatures from him. He was so devoted to his spiritual master that this cannot be described. According to the Vedic system, if someone sees a Muslim, he must perform rituals at atone for the meeting. Sanatana Goswami always associated with Muslim kings. Not giving much attention to the Vedic injunctions, he used to visit the houses of Muslim kings, and thus he considered himself to have been converted into a Muslim. He was therefore always very humble and meek. When Sanatana Goswami presented himself before Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said, I am always in association with lower class people, and my behavior is therefore very abominable. He actually belonged to a respectable Brahmana family, but because he considered his behavior to be abominable, he did not try to place himself among the Brahmanas, but always remained among people of the lower caste. He wrote the Hari Bhakti Vilasa and Vaishnava Tosani, which is commentary on the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. In the year 1476, Shakabda, AD 1554, he completed the Bharat Vaishnava Tosani commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam. In the year 1504 Shakabda, AD 1582, Srila Jiva Goswami published an edited version of the Brihad Vaishnava Tosani named Lagu Tosani.
Yeah, these Vaishnava Acharyas literatures. Yeah, Prabhupada remembering and writing here. Yeah. Lalit Prabhu, please read.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught his principles through 4 chief followers. Among them, Ramananda Raya is exceptional. For through him, the Lord taught how a devotee can completely vanquish the power of Cupid. By Cupid's power, as soon as one sees a beautiful woman, he is conquered by her beauty. Shri Ramananda Raya, however, vanquished Cupid's pride. Indeed, while rehearsing the Jagannath Vallabha Nataka, he personally directed extremely beautiful young girls in dancing, but he was never affected by their youthful beauty. Shri Ramananda Raya personally bathed these girls, touching them and washing them with his own hands, yet he remained calm and passionless, as a great devotee should be. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu certified that this was possible only for Ramananda Raya. Similarly, Damodar Pandita was notable for his objectivity as a critic. He did not even spare Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from his criticism. This also cannot be imitated by anyone else. Haridas Thakur is exceptional for his forbearance because although he was beaten with canes in 22 marketplaces, he was nevertheless tolerant. Similarly, Shri Sanatana Goswami, although he belonged to a most respectable Brahmana family, was exceptional for his humility and meekness. Very good.
Hari, yes, Prabhu. Raju Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam.
In the Madhya Leela, chapter 19, the device adopted by Sanatana Goswami to get free from government service is described. He served a notice of sickness to the Nawab, the Muslim governor, but actually he was studying Srimad Bhagavatam with Brahmanas at home. The Nawab received information of this through the royal physician, and he immediately went to see Sanatana Goswami to discover his intentions. The Nawab requested Sanatana to accompany him to an expedition to Orissa, but when Sanatana Goswami refused, the Nawab ordered that he is imprisoned. When Rupa Goswami left home, he wrote note to Sanatana Goswami informing him of some money that he had entrusted to the local grocer. Sanatana Goswami took advantage of this money to bribe the jailkeeper and get free from detention. Then he left for Banaras to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, bringing with him only one servant, whose name was Ishana. And on the way, they stopped at Sarai or hotel, and when hotel keeper found out the Ishana had some gold coins with him, he planned to kill both Sanatana Goswami and Ishana to take away the coins. Later, Sanatana Goswami saw that although hotel keeper did not know them, he was being especially attentive to their comfort. Therefore, he concluded that Isana was secretly carrying some money and that the hotel keeper was aware of this and therefore planned to kill them for it. Upon being questioned by Sanatana Goswami, Isana admitted that he indeed had money with him, and immediately Sanatana Goswami took the money and gave it to hotel keeper, requesting to help them get through the jungle. Thus, with the help of the hotel keeper, who was also the chief of the thieves of the territory, Sanatana Goswami crossed over the Hazipur mountains, which are presently known as the Achari Bags. He then meet the brother-in-law Shrikanta, who requested that he stay with him. Sanatana Goswami refused, but before they parted, Shrikanta gave him valuable blanket. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Yeah, thank you. I see Lavanya and Akinchan Priya Prabhu. Yes, thank you. Lavanya, you want to read?
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Somehow or other, Sanatana Goswami reached Varanasi and met Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at the house of Chandrasekhara. By the order of the Lord, Sanatana Goswami was cleanly shaved and his dress changed to that of a mendicant or Babaji. He put on old garments of Tapana Mishras and took prasadam at the house of Maharashtrian Brahmana. Then, in discourses with the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord himself explained everything about devotional service to Sanatana Goswami. He advised Sanatana Goswami to write books on devotional service, including a book of directions for Vaishnava activities and to excavate the lost places of pilgrimage in Vrindavan. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave him his blessing to do all this work and also explained to Sanatana Goswami the import of the Atma Rama verse from 61 different angles of vision.
Yeah. He's from
Sanatana.
It's from Bhagavatam.
Sanatana Goswami.
Go ahead, read.
Sanatana Goswami went to Vrindavana by the main road, and when he reached Madura, he met Subuddhi Raya. Then he returned to Jagannath Puri through Jharkhand, the Madhya Pradesh jungle. At Jagannath Puri, he decided to give up his body by falling down beneath the wheel of the Jagannath Ratha, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saved him. Then Sanatana Goswami met Haridas Tagore and heard about the disappearance of Anupama. Sanatana Goswami later described the glories of Haridas Tagore. Sanatana observed the etiquette of Jagannath's temple by going along with the beach to visit Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Although it was extremely hot due to the sun, he requested Jagannatha Pandita to give him permission to return to Vrindavana. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu praised the character of Sanatana Goswami and he embraced Sanatana, accepting his body as spiritual. Sanatana Goswami was ordered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to live in Jagannath Puri for 1 year. When he returned to Vrindavana after that time, he again met Rupa Goswami and both brothers remained in Vrindavana to execute the orders of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Completely, yeah.
The place where Sri Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami formerly lived has now become a place for pilgrimage. It is generally known as Gupta Vrindavana or Hidden Vrindavana, and it is situated about 8 miles south of English Bazaar. There are following places are still visited. First one, the temple of Sri Madan Mohan Deity, the Keli Kadamba tree, under which Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met Sanatana Goswami at night. And third one is Rupa Sagara, a large pond excavated by Srila Rupa Goswami. A society named Ramakeli Samskara Samiti was established in 1924 to repair the temple and renovate the pond. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, Prabhupada remembering all those things, by before writing, and of course, Prabhupada also referred many books to write these purports. That's where, Gaura Ganodesha Deepika and different references is given in the purport. Yeah. Hakinchan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Among purport translation and purport by the Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Among these branches, Rupa and Sanatana were principal. Anupama, Jiva Goswami and others headed by the Rajendra were their sub-branches. Purport in the Gaura Ganesha Deepika, it is said that the Srila Jiva Goswami was formerly Vilasa Manjari Gopi. From his very childhood, Jiva Goswami was greatly fond of Srimad Bhagavatam. He later came to Navadvipa to study Sanskrit and following in the footsteps of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, he circumambulated the entire Navadvipa Dham. After visiting Navadvipa Dham, he went to Banaras to study Sanskrit under Madhusudana Vakaspati. Vachaspati. And after finishing his studies in Banaras, he went to Vrindavan and took shelter of his uncles, Sri Rupa and Sanatana. This is described in Bhakti Ratnakara. As far as our information goes, Sri Jiva Goswami composed and edited at least 25 books. They were all very much celebrated and they are listed as follows. Harinamrita Vyakarna, Sutra Malika, Dhatu Sangraha, Krishnachara Deepika, Gopala Virudvali, Virudavali, Rasamrita Sesha, Sri Madhava Mahotsava, Sri Sankalpa Kalpavriksha, Bharat Bhavartha Suchaka Champu, Gopala Tani Tika, a commentary on Brahma Samhita, a commentary on Bhakta Rasamrita Sindhu, a commentary on Ujjvala Neelamani, a commentary on Yogasara Sattva, a commentary on Gayatri Mantra as described in Agni Purana, a description of the Lord's lotus feet derived from the Padma Purana, description of the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani, Gopala Champu in two parts, and 1925 to 25 7 Sandarbhas, the Kramas, Tattvas, Bhagavad, Paramatma, Krishna, Bhakti, and Preeti Sandarbha. After the disappearance of Srila Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami in Vrindavan, Srila Jiva Goswami became the Acharya of Vaishnavas in Bengal, Odisha, and the rest of the world. And it is he who used to guide them the devotional service. In Vrindavana, he established the Radha Damodar temple, where after retirement we had an opportunity to live from 1962 to 65. When we decided to come to the United States of America, when Jiva Goswami was still present, Sri Krishnadasa Kaviraj Goswami compiled his famous Chaitanya Charitamrita. Later, Sri Jiva Goswami inspired Srinivasacharya, Narottam Das Thakur and Dukhi Krishnadasa to preach Krishna consciousness in Bengal. Jiva Goswami was informed that all the manuscripts that had been collected from Vrindavana and sent to Bengal for preaching purposes were plundered near Vishnupuri in Bengal. But later he received the information that the books had been recovered. Sri Jiva Goswami awarded the designation Kaviraja to Ramachandra Sena, a disciple of Srinivasacharya, and Ramchandra's younger brother Govinda. While Jiva Goswami was alive, Srimati Janva Devi, the pleasure potency of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, went to Vrindavana with the few devotees. Jiva Goswami was very kind to the Gaudiya Vaishnavas and the Vaishnavas from Bengal. Whoever went to Vrindavan, he provided with the residence and prasadam. His disciples Krishnadas Adhikari listed all the books of the Goswamis in his diary.
Haribol. Haribol. These are these many literatures, their realizations, and there are in their practicing spiritual life. These are all they actually were the realizations. Different books, Sri Riva Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, right, Rupa Goswami, right. So bhakti is a eternal ocean of knowledge.
Hare Krishna. When we decided to come to US, Jiva Goswami is still present. It's there, right? Like this. 1962 to 65. But that is the time frame. They want to go to US, right? So who is that?
No, Mataji. It is said that while Jiva Goswami was present, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami decided to write church in Chatamrita.
Okay. Then what is this one? When we decided to come to United States, who said Master?
Srila Prabhupada, I believe.
Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada.
Yes.
In Vrindavana, who established this Radha Damodar temple in Vrindavana?
Jiva Goswami.
Jiva Goswami.
Jiva Goswami ane undi.
We here the we in this line represents Prabhupada.
Prabhupada.
When we decided, when Prabhupada decided to come to United States of America.
Next.
Full stop, Mataji. Akkadike you stop it. That's it. Complete topic over.
Okay. Got it, Prabhuji. Krishnadas Kaviraja Goswami, నేను రాసేటప్పుడు జీవ గోస్వామి still present అని చెప్తుండు.
When Jiva Goswami was still present, Krishnadas Goswami
So Radha Damodar temple is established by Jiva Goswami, right, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. Chandramul Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. The Sahajivas level 3 accusations against Srila Jiva Goswami. This is certainly not congenial for the execution of the devotional service. The first accusation concerns a materialist who was very proud of his reputation as a great Sanskrit scholar and approached Srila Rupa and Sanatana to argue with them about the revealed scriptures. Srila Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, not wanting to waste their time, gave him a written statement that he had defeated them in a debate on the revealed scriptures. Taking this paper, the scholar approached Jiva Goswami for a similar certificate of defeat. But Jiva Goswami did not agree to give him one. On the contrary, he argued with him regarding the scriptures and defeated him. Certainly, it was right for Jiva Goswami to stop such a dishonest scholar from advertising that he had defeated Srila Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, but due to their illiteracy, the Sahajiya class referred to this incident to accuse Srila Jiva Goswami of deviating from the principle of humility. They do not know, however, the humility and meekness are appropriate when one's own honor is insulted, but not when the Lord Vishnu or the Acharyas are blasphemed. In such cases, one should not be humble and meek, but must act. One should follow the example given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lord Chaitanya says in Shistastaka, Pranad api sunichena tavoriva sahisnuna amanina manadena kirtaniyaha sada hari. One can chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking himself lower than the star in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense or of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. Nevertheless, when the Lord was informed that Nityananda Prabhu was injured by Jagai and Madai, he immediately went to the spot, angry like fire, wanted to kill them. Thus, Lord Chaitanya has explained his verse by the example of his own behavior. One should tolerate insults against oneself. But when there is a blasphemy committed against superiors, such as other Vaishnavas, one should be neither humble nor meek. one must take proper steps to contract such blasphemy. This is the duty of a servant of a Guru and Vaishnavas. Anyone who understands the principle of eternal servitude to the Guru and Vaishnavas will appreciate the action of Srila Jiva Goswami in connection with the so-called scholars of victory over his Guru Srila Rupa and Srila Sanatana Goswami.
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
So thank you for this. Let me read. Another story fabricated to defame Srila Jiva Goswami states that when Srila Krishnadas Kaviraja Goswami showed him the newly completed manuscript of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Jiva Goswami thought it would hamper his reputation as a big scholar and therefore threw it into a well. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraja Goswami was greatly shocked, according to the story, and he died immediately. Fortunately, a copy of the manuscript of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita had been kept by a person named Mukunda. Therefore, later it was possible to publish the book. This story is another ignominious example of blasphemy against a Guru and Vaishnava. Such a story should never be accepted as authoritative. According to another accusation, Srila Jiva Goswami did not approve of the principles of the Parakiya Rasa of Vrajadhama, and therefore supported Swakiya Rasa, showing that Radha and Krishna are eternally married. Actually, when Jiva Goswami was alive, some of his followers disliked the Parakiya Rasa of the gopis. Therefore, Sri Jiva Goswami, for their spiritual benefit, supported Swakiya Rasa, for he could understand that Sahajiyas would otherwise exploit the Parakiya Rasa, as they are actually doing at the present time. Unfortunately, in Vrindavana and Navadvipa, it has become fashionable among Sahajiyas in their debauchery to find an unmarried sexual partner to live with, to execute so-called devotional service in Parakiya Rasa. Foreseeing this, Srila Jiva Goswami supported Swakiya Rasa, and later all the Vaishnava Acharyas also approved of it. Srila Jiva Goswami was never opposed to the transcendental Parakiya Rasa, nor has any other Vaishnava disapproved of it. Srila Jiva Goswami strictly followed his predecessor gurus and Vaishnavas, Srila Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, and Srila Krishnadasa Kaviraja Goswami accepted him as one of instructing gurus. So, Prabhu, Sahajiyas అంటే వీళ్ళు ఏ మెంటాలిటీ అంటారు ప్రభు? ఇది నేను యాక్చువల్గా మర్చిపోయినది అది డెఫినేషన్. సహజీయ అంటే అంటే ఒకసారి చెప్పండి ప్రభు, ఏంటి అది ఒకసారి రీకాల్ చేయండి.
One who manipulates and thinks and do it according to his own whims and wishes.
Manipulations, speculations, manipulations according to his own whims. సో ఇక్కడ సో వాళ్ళు అది చేస్తున్నారని చెప్తున్నారు కదా, పరకీయ రస ఆఫ్ ద గోపీస్, దే ఆర్ డూయింగ్ దేర్ ఓన్.
No, Prabhuji, actually Jiva Goswami will be accused of these three things: 1, 2 and 3. 2 is about Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami giving him the Chaitanya Charitamrita as an offering, and he throwing that book into the well. That is one accusation which Jiva Goswami has. But Prabhupada is telling, please don't go to those accusations. Please don't think it like that. It never happened. That is one accusation which Jiva Goswami had. The first one, can you please scroll up, Prabhuji? Can you please scroll up? Means let us remind of these three accusations, and more than this, Prabhuji. Scroll still up.
This one.
The first accusation of materialist who were very proud of his reputation as a great scholar. See, actually, right? Sahajiyas, no? Yeah, that one. The Sahajiyas generally accuse Jiva Goswami of these three accusations.
Yeah, first accusation.
One is Prabhuji, what?
Yeah. Middle list. Your voice.
They think that Jiva Goswami, they accuse. Am I audible, Prabhuji, now?
It's clear, Prabhuji. Yeah.
The first accusation is that they accuse Jiva Goswami that he is very, what do you say?
Great scholar.
Spiritually,
Yes.
no. Very great scholarly personality. He's a very great scholarly personality. That's why he debated with the person whom both, Sanatana and Rupa didn't even debated also. They accuse him like that. But Prabhupada is saying, Jiva Goswami's mood is not that he is scholarly and he's puffed up. Jiva Goswami's mood is, my spiritual master should never be defamed by anyone. So with that mood, he debated that scholar. But Sahajiyas say it is out of pride that Jiva Goswami has debated with that scholar. So this is one accusation which Sahajiyas give to Jiva Goswami. The second accusation is about the Chaitanya Charitamrita of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. They say that Jiva Goswami threw that book into the well, so that his own Jiva Goswami's own this one scholarliness will not be defamed. But Prabhupada says that is not true. It is also a false accusation on the Jiva Goswami. Jiva Goswami never did it. And those Sahajiyas who accuse Jiva Goswami of this also say that there is one more. Yes, Prabhu?
Go down.
Yeah.
Another accusation. Go to the second one. Sorry, Prabhu.
Yeah, but what?
Yeah.
Shall I continue?
Yes, please, Prabhu. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So the second accusation is that the Jiva Goswami has thrown the book of Chaitanya Charitamrita into the well when Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has given it to him. And the Sahajiyas also accuse that, but we also luckily had a second copy of the Chaitanya Charitamrita from which the present Chaitanya Charitamrita has been published. But this is not true. Don't get into the trap of that. That's what Prabhupada warns us. And the third accusation is that Jiva Goswami didn't like Parakiya Rasa and he always encouraged Swakiya Rasa of Vrindavan. So generally, Sahajiyas say that he didn't like the Parakiya Rasa because people in general take the advantage of it. But now at the last, Prabhupada is saying, no, it's not like that. Jiva Goswami never opposed or accused Parakiya Rasa. He gave both the same importance. But he didn't mention more of the Parakiya Rasa because all these debauchees of Sahajiyas, they take a lot of advantage out of it. Now understood, Prabhuji, these three accusations on Jiva Goswami?
Yes, Prabhuji. So
there are three accusations on Jiva Goswami which we should not fall trap into. Prabhuji, when we go of other sampradayas or the books of this, completely scholarly books of Jiva Goswami, many writers accuse Jiva Goswami of these three qualities. So Prabhupada is just hinting us, please don't get trapped into that.
Correct. Yeah, that's the thing. That's simple to understand is Sahajiyas means perverted kind of, their materialistic way of understanding of this mood. That's in one of the purport. I'm just looking to. I just want to read that one. Yeah, one thing, bro. Let me read that part. In the 16th century, the Sankirtan movement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu flooded with world with sublime, perfect, and transcendental religion of pure love of God. The Sahajiyas, who celebrated their mundane sex mysticism with song and dance, were nothing more than a perfect reflection of the Sankirtan movement. They were not accepted as genuine Vaishnavas. One second. Haribol Prabhuji. Let me mute him 1 second. Yeah, that's the thing. So, what he's saying, let me see. Read. The Sahajiyas who celebrated their mundane sex mysticism with song and dance were nothing more than a perfect reflection of the Sankirtan movement. They were not accepted as genuine Vaishnavas by Mahaprabhu and his followers. as is evident in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. So that's what it is. Simple to understand is another complete materialistic way of understanding these folks, Sahajiya folks. Right? Yeah. Actually, I have a hard stop at 9 o'clock. I have a meeting. So let us go to recite the slokas. Okay? Probably. What is that? Anka slokas. Yeah, well, it's a big purport actually. This one. We'll read it from tomorrow. We'll read it from this verse tomorrow. Yeah. Let us practice quickly in 15 minutes. Okay. So the other 1, 1, 2, 3. This one. Yeah. Yes, Prabhu.
Shall I go ahead, Prabhuji?
Go ahead. Yes. ఒకసారి మీరు అన్ని మొత్తం 4 lines చేయండి ప్రభుజీ, అట్లా చేద్దాము.
Okay. First we read the translation, Prabhuji. Okay. The cowherd girl said, "Oh friends, those eyes that see the beautiful faces of the sons of Maharaj Nanda are certainly fortunate. As these two sons enter the forest surrounded by their friends, driving the cows before them, they hold their flutes to their mouths and glance lovingly upon the residents of Vrindavan. For those who have eyes, we think there is no greater object of vision." Shri Gopya Uchuhu.
Shri Gopya Uchuhu.
First, I will read it completely, and then I will read line by line. You repeat me after line by line. Okay. First time I will read completely. No need to repeat after me. Shanvatam phalamidam na param vidhama sakhya pashun anuvivechayator payaskai vaktram rajesha sutayor anavenujustam yairva nipitamanuratakatakshamoksham. Okay. Now I will read one line 3 times. You please repeat after me. Okay. Akshanvatam phalamidam na param vidhama.
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 Sakhya pashun anuvivechayator vayasyai.
Sakhya pashun anuvivechayator vayasyai.
Sakhya pashun anuvivechayator vayasyai.
Sakhya pashun
Sakhya pashun anuvivechayator vayasyai.
Sakhya pashun anuvivechayator vayasyai.
Vaktram rajesha sutayor anavenujustam.
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 Yairva nipitamanuratakatakshamoksham.
Yairva nipitamanuratakatakshamoksham.
See, it's like this. After nipita manurakta katakshamoksham. Yam and anurakta should be spelled as together. Then it will be rhythmic. Okay. यैर्वा निपीतमनुरक्तकटाक्षमोक्षम्
मोक्षम्
यैर्वा निपीतमनुरक्तकटाक्षमोक्षम् Okay, shall we do two together, 2 lines together? Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
अक्षन्वतां फलमिदं न परं विधामः सख्या पशूनन्विवेशयतोर्वयस्यै
अक्षन्वतां
फलमिदं न परं विधामः
सख्या
अक्षन्वतां फलमिदं न परं विधामः सख्या पशूननुविवेशयतोर्वयस्यै
अक्षन्वतां फलमिदं
सख्या
अक्षन्वतां फलमिदं न परं विधामः सख्या पशूननुविवेशयतोर्वयस्यै
अक्षन्वतां फलमिदं न परं विधामः सख्या पशूननुविवेशयतोर्वयस्यै
वक्त्रं व्रजेशसुतयोरनवेनुजुष्टम् यैर्वा निपीतमनुरक्तकटाक्षमोक्षम्
वक्त्रं व्रजेशसुतयोरनवेनुजुष्टम्
वक्त्रं व्रजेशसुतयोरनवेनुजुष्टम् यैर्वा निपीतमनुरक्तकटाक्षमोक्षम्
वक्त्रं
वक्त्रं व्रजेशसुतयोरनवेनुजुष्टम् यैर्वा निपीतमनुरक्तकटाक्षमोक्षम्
वक्त्रं व्रजेशसुतयोरनवेनुजुष्टम् यैर्वा
Shall we do the whole shloka together?
Yeah.
Or we need some more time to practice this? What do you say?
చేద్దాం బ్రో, ఫుల్ చేస్తుండే వస్తుంది.
We'll do whole together.
మీరు ఒకసారి వేయండి, నేను ఒకసారి వేస్తాను, ఎవరన్నా డివోటీస్ చేస్తారు.
ఓకే ఓకే. అక్షన్వతాం ఫలమిదం న పరం విధామః సఖ్యా పశూననువివేశయతోర్వయస్యై వక్త్రం వ్రజేశసుతయోరనవేనుజుష్టం యైర్వా నిపీతమనురక్తకటాక్షమోక్షం.
Thank you, Babu. Let me try. Please correct me. Akshanvatam phalamidam naparam vidhama sakhya pashun anuvivesayator vayasyai vaktram rajesa sutayor anavenujustam yairvani pitamanuracta katakshamoksham.
Okay, Prabhu. Most of the part it's okay. Sutayor anuven. కంటిన్యూ అయిపోతుంది రోజు వేరువేరుగా వర్డ్ ని విడదీయద్దు అక్కడ. వక్త్రం వ్రజేశసుతయోరనవే.
ఓకే ఓకే, షూర్.
అదొక్కటే, అంతా బాగుంది రోజు, సూపర్. ఓకే,
మన రావణ్య ట్రై. అకించం ప్రభు, చంద్రమౌళి ప్రభు ప్లీజ్ ట్రై. రాజు ప్రభు.
శ్రీ గోప్య ఊచు ఊచుహు వాచాన ఊచుహు అన్న ఒకటేనా ప్రభుజీ?
వాచ అంటే చెప్పడం, ఒకరికి చెప్పడం. ఊచు అంటే ఒకరికొకరు మాట్లాడుకోవడం.
అక్షన్వతం ఫలమిదం న పరం విధామా సఖ్యా పశూనను వివేశయతోర్వయస్యై వక్త్రం రజేశసుతయోరనువేనుజుష్టం यैर्वाणि पीतमनुरक्तकटाक्षमोक्षम्.
Okay, Mataji.
अक्षन्वतां फलम् इदं न परं विधामा साक्या पशून् अनुविवेशयतोर्वश्यै वक्त्रं व्रजेश सुतयोरनुवेनुजुष्टम् येर्वानिपीतमप्नुरक्तकटाक्षमोक्षम्.
ప్రభుజీ సఖ్య సఖ్య వయస్వి ఈ రెండింటి మీద కాన్సంట్రేట్ చేయండి.
ఓకే yes
సరేనా?
చంద్రమౌళి ప్రభు.
అక్షన్వతాం ఫలమిదం న పరం విదామా సాక్యా పశూన్ అనువేవిసైత్.
It's okay.
సఖ్యా పశూన్ అనువేవిసైత్. అయ్యో
చంద్రమౌళి ప్రభు, నేను చెప్తాను, మీరు రిపీట్ చేయండి సరేనా? సఖ్య పశూన్ అనువివేశయతోర్వయస్యై.
సాక్య పశూన్ అనువివేశయతోర్వయస్యై
వక్త్రం వ్రజేష సుతయోరనవేనుజుష్టం.
వక్త్రం వ్రజేష సుతయోరనవేనుజుష్టం.
యైర్వానిపీతమనురక్తకటాక్షమోక్షం.
యైర్వనిపితం అనురక్తకటాక్షమోక్షం.
మళ్ళీ చెప్పండి ప్రభు ఇది. యైర్వానిపీతమనురక్తకటాక్షమోక్షం.
యైర్వనిపితం అనురక్తకటాక్షమోక్షం.
నిపీతం దగ్గర కంగారు పడతాం ప్రభు, మళ్ళీ ఒకసారి చెప్పండి నాకు. యైర్వానిపీతమనురక్తకటాక్షమోక్షం.
యైర్వనిపితం అనురక్తకటాక్షమోక్షం.
కొంచెం ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయండి రోజు. ఆ నిపీతం దగ్గర కొంచెం అటు ఇటు అవుతుంది.
ఓకే,
It's okay, you can repeat after me. Only need is practice. Okay. Raju Prabhu, try చేస్తారా? ఉందా రాజు ప్రభు?
హరే కృష్ణ ప్రభు. సారీ ప్రభుజీ, హియరింగ్ మోడ్ ప్రభు.
ఓకే ఓకే.
మాతాజీ ఉన్నారు కదా ఎవరైనా? సంధ్యా మాతాజీ ఉంది. ఇట్స్ ఓకే. ఇఫ్ యూ కెన్ డూ ఇట్ మాతాజీ, అదర్వైజ్ ఇట్స్ ఓకే.
Lakshman Prabhuji, I'll repeat after you.
ఎవరు మాతాజీ ఇది?
సంధ్యా మాతాజీ.
సంధ్యా మాతాజీ. ఓకే మాతాజీ. ఓకే. అక్షన్వతాం ఫలమిదం న పరం విధామా.
అక్షాన్వతం ఫలమిదం న పరం విధామా.
మళ్ళీ ఒకసారి చేయండి మాతాజీ. అక్షన్వతాం ఫలమిదం న పరం విధామా.
అక్షన్వతాం ఫలమిదం న పరం విధామా.
సఖ్యా పశూన్ అనువివేశయతోర్వయస్యై.
సఖ్యా పశునను
సఖ్యా పశూన్ అనువివేశయతోర్వయస్యై.
సఖ్యా పశునను వివేశయతోర్వయస్యై.
వక్త్రం వ్రజేష సుతయోరనవేనుజుష్టం.
వక్త్రం వ్రజేష సుతయోరనవేనుజుష్టం.
యైర్వానిపీతమనురక్తకటాక్షమోక్షం.
యైర్వానిపీతమనురక్తకటాక్షమోక్షం.
మాతాజీ సెకండ్ లైన్ ఒకసారి మళ్ళీ నాకు చదవండి మాతాజీ. సఖ్యా పశూన్ అనువివేశయతోర్వయస్యై.
సఖ్యా పశునను వివేశయతోర్వయస్యై.
వయస్య అక్కడ శ్యా మాతాజీ. వయస్సు సేమ్ ఒకే వయస్సులో ఉన్నవారు అన్నమాట. వయస్య. సఖ్య పశూన్ పశువుని దగ్గర ఫాస్ట్ అవుతున్నారు మాతాజీ, కొంచెం స్లో అవ్వండి సార్. సఖ్య పశూన్ అనువివేశయతోర్వయస్యై.
సఖ్యా పశునను వివేశయతోర్వయస్యై.
సఖ్య పశూన్ అనువివేశయతోర్వయస్యై.
సఖ్యా పశునను వివేశయతోర్వయస్యై.
పశువును అనువివేశయోర్. షూ దగ్గర కొంచెం సాల్రీ అనమాట, అంతే. అది వస్తే వచ్చేసినట్టు మాక్సిమం. ఓకే, ఎనీవన్ ఎల్స్? సంయుక్త మాతాజీ ట్రై చేస్తారా?
Yes, Prabhuji. Pri Gopya Uchuhu. Akshanvatam phalamidam na param vidhama. Sakhya pashun anuviveshayator vayasyai. Vaktram vrajesa sutayor anavenu justam. Yairva nipitamanuratta kataksha moksham.
మాతాజీ
Prabhuji.
స్కూల్లో మాస్టర్ అప్ చెప్పేశారు మాతాజీ. కొంచెం స్లోగా చేయండి మాతాజీ.
Yes, Prabhuji. ఇప్పుడు చేయమంటారా Prabhuji?
కొంచెం స్లో చేయండి మాతాజీ.
అక్షన్వతాం ఫలమిదం న పరం విధామా. సఖ్యా పశూన్ అనువివేశయతోర్వయస్యై. వక్త్రం వ్రజేశ సుతయోర్ అనవేనుజుష్టం. యైర్వా నిపీతమనురక్త కటాక్ష మోక్షం.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Anyone else who wanted to try?
Okay, we can wrap, Prabhu. Actually,
we can wrap. I have, my wife already called me. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यः एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, श्रील गुरुदेव की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि। हरे